Good morning, World Changers. It is day 50 and the start of another week. So we are halfway through the 100 Days of Self-Discovery Challenge. And how are you getting on with it? I'd love to hear. It's been interesting seeing the initial motivation of people, let's say, waning a little bit, and there was lots of enthusiasm, lots of buzz, but as the time has gone on, I've seen the numbers going down. Now, this is what happens all the time with anything we start, any change that we're trying to create or make in our life, or any healthy habits we're trying to implement. And this is because we get so fed up of our current situation, whatever that might be, and we get a certain aspect of our life that we want to change, and the pain of that is just like, oh my god, enough. And we get something inspires us. Well, it's two things that make us change: inspiration or desperation. Sadly, it's often desperation that forces us to change, because we don't seem to have enough inspiring role models around us in our lives. So we reach a point where we go, that's it, no more, and we have this initial, right, I'm going to change it. We'll get all fired up, we get motivated, we start doing these healthy habits, and then what happens with change is that it starts to get challenging, because with change comes obstacles, and with those obstacles becomes pain. And when something gets painful, you're at this juxtaposition where you're literally, okay, do I push through this pain and keep going forward, or is this pain more painful than the current pain that I was in that forced me to start going on this journey in the first place? If it's more painful, then most people will resort back to their comfort zone, because at least they know that pain. They understand that pain and convince themselves that it wasn't that bad and blah blah blah, oh, it'll be fine, and go back to where they started and go along, coasting along until it gets painful again, and then they start the journey and get motivated. So I think that is what's happening with this self-discovery challenge. We're halfway through, and lots of you who initially started and were consistent doing it every day have started to let your healthy habits slide, and that it's not going to change your current situation, I'm afraid. You've got to push on through. Well, it's entirely up to you. It's how much do you want to change your current situation and move forward and improve your life and, make these healthy changes. So I urge you to press the reset button, get back on the horse and start this challenge again, and just making you a priority. I know life is busy, trust me. I know how busy life can be. However, if you do not make a commitment to yourself, make you a priority, nobody else will, and nothing is going to change. Well, it will change, it'll just get worse. Your current situation that you're already frustrated with, whatever it may be, is just going to get slowly worse and just eat away at you. So deal with the temporary pain that comes with trying to change yourself. Break through the barrier and come out the other side, because I promise you it is so worth it when you do. Because speaking from my own experience, I've gone through some really painful times, and I've had my moments of wanting to give up and all the rest of it. However, I'm so glad I stuck with it and stuck with my consistent personal development practice, because life is so beautiful now, and I love all the new healthy habits that I have in my life. I love the fact it's my new norm, and this is just the way I operate now. So, and I'm just, because I know how good it is, I so passionately want the same for you. So anyway, today's question, get you back on track. So day 50, are you open-minded or judgmental? And some sub-questions to think about when you're reflecting on this question, because the problem with this book I'm not going to say which book it is because it is good and it's good to get you thinking, but it just doesn't go into the level of depth that you need to get to know yourself. So some sub-questions to think about are: how do you view others and their lifestyles? Do you compare yourself to others? Are you living your life in constant comparison, or do you see yourself as a unique person with your own talents to offer the world? Are you influenced by others and external factors such as media, social media, news, family, friends, work colleagues? I really think about this because we do become a direct reflection of the people we spend the most time with. So they say it's the 5 people you spend the most time with. So think about the 5 people that you spend the most time with and how you are being influenced by them, if you are being influenced. Another question is: are you open to learning from anyone who's different from you? So this is really good. It's really good to spend time with people that are have completely different backgrounds, different cultures, different belief systems. And those belief systems may challenge you, but that's the whole idea, because it gets you thinking and going, you know, if you are challenged and you feel triggered by somebody's belief systems, really think about the nub of why you're challenged by that. You know, what is it? Is it fear? Is it just, you know, really try and work out. So usually it's fear. It's because we don't understand that person's belief system. So, you know, try to understand it. It doesn't mean you have to agree with it or accept it. Well, acceptance of another person's belief system is, if you can do that, will cause you less anxiety in life. Like I say, it does not mean you have to condone it or believe it or agree with it. However, understanding that that person's has had their own journey, we haven't walked in their shoes, we don't know what's led them to their belief system, but understanding what has led them to that, getting to know what has led them to that belief system is always eye-opening. So when somebody says something and they have a certain belief system that you think, you know, you just can't agree with or whatever, just ask them, why is it you think like that? What made you come to that decision? And it will be eye-opening, and it will just give you a better understanding of people. I learned this lesson working in the media, and quite often, so part of my role and one of my jobs, the shows that I worked on, you know, we often would find stories in newspapers, and we'd be like, you know, it was the topic of the day, so we would invite those people on to speak on our radio show. And I cannot tell you the amount of times I would phone somebody up, it would have this big kind of salacious headline, and I would phone this person up and I say, I saw your story in the newspaper, and they would just be so angry because they'd been misquoted, misinterpreted, and just, you know, painted as a certain, well, not a monster, but painted in a certain way. And when you heard them speak and give another side to their story, so their personal story behind the headline, suddenly it just gives you a different perspective on things. So that's what I invite you to do. Start mixing with lots of different people. Open your horizons, grow, learn, be open. If you are judgmental, you find yourself judging certain groups or certain people or certain things, I can't even think what I'm thinking now, but yeah, find yourself judging anything, question what is the judgment behind that. Really nitpick behind and go, well, is it fear? Is it that I don't understand it? Is it, you know, is there some incident that's happened in your life that's led you to be that belief system? Because we are always conditioned, you know, and sometimes we're not even aware that we're conditioned. So it's really, part of this challenge is really getting to know yourself. So that is today's challenge. Please like, share and comment. Please invite other people to take part in this self-discovery challenge, because the more people we get on board doing a personal development practice, the more we start to change the world. We improve as individuals, we improve our own life. You know, when we start to work on ourselves, we think better. When we think better, we make better choices. When we make better choices, we get better results, and that's when our world starts to change. So if all of us were doing this, then we'd start to see a dramatic positive change in the world. So more people you can inspire to get involved in this challenge, the better. And if you've fallen off the wagon a bit, press the reset button, day 50, and start again. All right, love to you all, take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.